So guys, there is an update to the story about the TikTok girl that was brutally murdered by certain gunmen at her home in Udu of Delta State on the 11th of February 2024. Sources close to the story have given us the details as to what transpired the day Mary was shot dead. And it turned out that it may have been a case of kidnapping gone wrong too. Now, in our previous video, we mentioned that some people were saying that it had to do with her collecting money for a client. That was what was going around. Although that has not been disputed because it's still there because people are saying so. However, it's been added that on the day that Mary was killed, she had just given a friend a tour of her home. It was also stated that she was also building another house in the next compound next to the house she was currently living at. This girl was balling. This girl was really going on. Her success rate was impeccable. It was said she was working in a new home, and even on that said day, a particular girl, a vendor, someone who does photo frame, came to pay her a visit at her new house and was dropping some of the artwork that she was going to place in the house. So after Mary finished giving one of her male friends a tour of her home, she was seeing the friend off. She was trying to see the friend out because the friend was going. And I'm guessing she made her way to the old house that was in the next compound. Just they shared the same fence. That was when it was said a group of guys came out of nowhere and tried to kidnap her. They tried to get her into the vehicle, but somehow, some way, it was said she ran into the compound of her old house and locked the gate. But they shot through the gates. She was fired through the gate, and that was where the bullets caught her. The bullet penetrated through the gates, even hitting her vehicle and subsequently hitting her in multiple places in her body. I guess that would explain the fact that she was shot about 7 to 8 times, because the people shooting were firing through the gates from the outside. Now, the reason why people are very certain that Enjoyment 75 was being kidnapped or was on the verge of being kidnapped by these so-called people was because after they failed to kidnap her and after she was shot through the gate, they were unable to get inside the gate still because the gate had been locked from inside. So those people went to the compound of her new home that was just at the other side, and that was when they picked up the girl that had come to deliver picture frames for her. The said girl has been named to be Fejiro, and the Fejiro girl is unfortunately the one that was now taken by this said gunmen who killed her. After Mary was killed, she was rushed to the hospital where she passed, then she was taken to the morgue. However, the girl that had come to deliver frames for her was eventually being looked for by her own family, and it was said that by the end of the day, those people who kidnapped Fejiro started calling for ransom. So now the people who killed her are now demanding money from the delivery girl, from the frame delivery girl, from the family of the frame delivery girl, because somehow, some way, they were going to get money. Although they are still saying that it's most likely the same group of people who she was supposed to give money to, whom she financially offended, that are doing this. Maybe they were trying to get her to get the money. Maybe if they had taken her, they would have most likely gotten more money. So they went with someone else instead. Because it's obvious that they did not mean, or it wasn't their main aim to kill her. They just got frustrated that she escaped the possible kidnap, and then they went on to pick the other person in her apartment. One particular user claimed that maybe the kidnappers thought the other girl that they went to pick was Mary's girlfriend. So, but I don't know if they really cared. They would most likely have taken anyone. Funny enough, there were people at her old house. A lot of people were in the house when she was shot. They were inside the house, but the gunmen could not go through because she had locked the door, and thereby protecting those people inside the house, because who knows how many more people would have been killed if they were able to go through the gates, if they were able to enter through the compound, if she hadn't locked the gates from the inside before they fired her. Who knows? And although she sadly lost her life, she ended up saving the lives of other people who were in her house. Now, the family of the girl that was kidnapped at her house, they are now trying to raise money for their daughter, and hopefully that Feji gets back home alive and untouched, because I am worried for her. I am worried for the girl that was kidnapped. if they are able to do this to Mary, I don't doubt that they would most likely do it to her. My thing is, if she is familiar with anybody who is involved in this whole chaos, her chances of coming back alive is very thin. And I don't know if the family have involved the police. I hope they have, because these people look very clumsy to me. I feel like they could easily be caught. I feel like they could easily be found and arrested. The people who do all this, it's poorly organized, obviously. The people who came to shoot her, came to and kidnap the other girl, I don't think they are that much of professionals. So I feel like if the family can include the police, they may be caught. At the same time, I'm worried that if Feji knows any of them, if she is familiar with any of them or she recognizes any of them, her chances of coming back alive might be very thin. So I just hope if she's kidnapped, she should just pretend like she doesn't know anyone. She should beg them to keep her eyes closed till whenever the ransom comes or till whenever the police comes. Because if she gets to look at them in their faces and recognize them eye to eye, I don't know, Delta State is a small place. They will most likely not let her go scot-free or let her go alive at all. So let's just hope for her. Let's just pray for her. Let's just hope she comes back, and let's pray that nothing happens to her. We'll just be waiting and we'll hope and pray and see. Hopefully the story develops again into something positive, and whenever there is a new update, I'll be happy to update you guys. Don't forget to stay following this page, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notification button so whenever there is a new video, you'll be the first to get notified.